Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth. My name is EJ Marino and today we are diving into the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Marvel fans may not like what I have to say here, but at the same time, you could watch this review and kind of filter it in through your own lens, because I did not like the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, mostly because it felt like classic, been there, done that MCU stuff. You know, those kind of military-inspired action movies with a little bit of comedy in it. Yeah, that's what Falcon and the Winter Soldier was giving me in this first episode. I wish I had more episodes to go off of so I can give you a clearer picture of how I feel about the whole show, but they only gave critics one episode to watch, and this one just wasn't it for me. There was a lack of urgency. There was a lot of like, okay, so why am I watching this story? Like, I know it's the first episode, and they're definitely going to build on stuff more, but, you know, looking at this is the episode that was going to hook me in. It didn't hook me in. There isn't a lot to really dive into in this thing. There's one, maybe two action scenes. There's some stuff in the MCU that you might like, but I can't really like recommend this. Maybe again, when there's more episodes, I would say, hey, binge watch the whole thing, but just going off that first episode, this isn't it. 2 steps forward and 1 giant step backwards. That's what this feels like for me. There's things here that does feel like they're trying something a little bit different. Putting it on a TV format definitely allowed these actors, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, to kind of play a little bit more. I got more range in their characters here than I've got in most of the movies. So that's what I will say one of my favorite things about this is. I definitely enjoyed watching these two actors get to play. I just wish their material was a little bit better, because between Anthony Mackie trying to like get a loan for a business and between Sebastian Stan trying to like go on a date, I was just like, this is what we're doing with our first episode? And I don't want to compare this to WandaVision, but there was something about WandaVision, even though people don't love those first few episodes, that really sucked you in, that made you go, okay, but I'm watching. What are you doing here? This doesn't have that. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I assumed, or yeah, that's exactly what you would do here. Oh, of course, that's what we're going to obviously set up. Yeah, then they have like a cliffhanger ending where they really try to set something up, but that was done so flatly. There wasn't a building to that moment where I was just like, oh, they're going to do something crazy. Oh, I was just like, oh yeah, that's happening already? Okay, sure, fine. No grandiose vibe. That's, again, the whole vibe of this episode. This little end reveal of something that, you know, I don't want to spoil for anyone. But yeah, that little ending moment was just like, cool. And that's how I felt about this whole episode, was just, well, that was cool. Fine, sure. Some of the things I did enjoy were, like I said, the character work between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. We really didn't get to see them together in this episode, but I do think they were getting to a point where I was just like, ooh, I really want to see more of these two. I don't know if I want to see them do the day-to-day drama that they were doing in this first episode, which again just felt so kind of small scale, but I will say I definitely think there is going to be more. There is some conversations of Bucky's kind of past and how he's trying to find forgiveness, how he's dealing with the sins of his past, how he wants to kind of get over the PTSD he has. That's intriguing. I definitely will see where they go with that. You also have Anthony Mackie, who is struggling with the idea that Cap gave him the shield at the end of Endgame and said, this is yours. He's trying to figure out what to do. He wants to be his own man, but he also wants to live on in this legacy, but maybe he doesn't, and maybe he's kind of worried what the government would do, and maybe the government pulls a government stuff. So yeah, I definitely see what they're setting up here. I just wish they had more juicy material to sink their teeth into. They gave Falcon a action scene in the first 5 minutes because they knew if they did not do that, they were going to lose some people who just want straight up MCU action all the time. If you like gun violence, or if you like those crazy big explosions, that's definitely here. It was prevalent, and it's not in the whole episode. It's definitely more of a talky drama at times, which I enjoyed. I was like, oh, okay, we're having conversations. Oh, we're building stuff up, and then it was just like, and here's an MCU-ish action scene. Yay! Okay. Now, I briefly mentioned, but there is something about the MCU I never really liked. It's all those military-filled action movies. You think of Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Captain America 2, you have, oh my god, you have Civil War, you have some of the Avengers movies. You have a lot of these that have these kind of very similar vibes to it. An action movie that has some comedic elements sprinkled through. That's not for me. That's what this show is. So I will say that's definitely a big hurdle I'm going to have to get over, and hopefully the dramatic work from the actors and from the directors can definitely push me through and kind of get me through some of these scenes I don't really vibe, because again, that first action scene with Falcon is just doing his Falcon thing. I was just like, my eyes were glazed over. I was bored already. It's just something about how the MCU shoots their action that I've never really enjoyed, and it's how it's just this action scene didn't really lead to anything. It was truly there to grab viewers in because they knew they needed to hook people in. Yeah, I'm not in love with the action element of this, but I knew I was going to get into it with a show with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Of course it was going to be military inspired. Of course the government was going to be there. Of course they're talking about government conspiracy theories on the internet, and I'm not ready for Marvel to get more political. I don't care about politics from the point of view of Kevin Feige, and that's what we're going to get into, and I am worried about with bland, flat cinematography, an action scene at the beginning that really didn't intrigue me, but some character work that could lay the groundwork for some bigger things later on. I am conflicted about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I need more episodes to really figure out where I stand, but after this first one, I'm not hooked, but I'm sure it's going to get some people hooked, lined, and sinker, and I'm actually really excited for you guys. I know people who are big fans of Marvel Studios have been waiting for the proper return. WandaVision was there, but this is more in line of what the brand has usually been doing, so I hope fans do enjoy it. If you happen to see this, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're like really vibing on it, I want to know, because I am really excited for this to find a fan base. Even though I don't love it, I'm sure there's going to be people head over heels for it. Alright everyone, that was it for my review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1. I actually plan on watching more of these episodes and reviewing them. Hopefully you guys can see this review is the only one I feel this way, and I end up loving it when we get more and more into the story. But for now, I can't really recommend this until you get more episodes. Oh god, maybe Marvel shouldn't do these weekly releases and just dump this all in so we can fully process this show, because this one episode was not it for me, but I hope it is for you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Alright everyone, let's talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier down below.